in New York City, there was a snowball fight that got out of hand, and it ended up with a couple of cops in the hospital, and it's kind of turning into a bit of a political issue. I want to show you a little bit of what we in the business call a SOT, sound on tape, of that snowball fight if we have it. Jeff, do we have that?
He's throwing the ice. He's throwing the coin. We are throwing the. They are throwing.
The head of the PBA says that the people who were involved in attacking the police officers should be charged criminally with assault on a police officer. I wonder if you agree with that, if those people can be identified.
Yeah, I don't. From the videos that I've seen, it looks like a snowball fight.
Did the NYPD officers face any injuries?
I think that there were 2 officers who were facing lacerations on their face.
Call for prosecution of those who pelted them?
Look, I've seen the videos of this snowball fight. I think that it was a snowball fight.
Wow. The shrug emoji. He did the shrug emoji. And I think a lot of people are looking at that. And if you watched, more of that video, it was tough for some of these police officers. They're literally walking the gauntlet through this huge crowd of people that are not just throwing snow and ice at them, but in some cases coming up and just like smashing them in the back of the head with ice and snow. And that's pretty crazy. And the reason I mention it, Chris, we talked a moment ago about like Republicans knowing they're in a bad cycle, and they're looking for stuff that they can work with, whether it's the Democrats remaining seated at the State of the Union, whether it's, Mayor Mamdani shrugging off the injury of several police officers. Did he play that the right way, the mayor?
Well, I have not watched any of the video. I do not. I don't know. And would be. I don't want to say I don't care because that's too strong. But I guess the Zohran Mamdani is really killing the Republicans, because every time they think they have an outraged, like, can you believe what Zohran Mamdani said? Can you believe Zohran Mamdani? He knows what to do. Head on down to Washington and say, buddy, Mr. President, who's my buddy? I'm your buddy. And Donald Trump loves him. Donald Trump in the oddest odd couple matchup that we've seen. Donald Trump is, and he talks about Mamdani all the time. He's a communist, but and Mamdani has done with the president what many foreign leaders and executives have done with the president, which is flatter him, make him feel good, give him props, stuff to hold up, make him feel excited. And Zohran Mamdani has very obviously convinced Donald Trump that one of his legacy projects can be getting to do in New York what Ed Koch wouldn't let him do, which is be the greatest builder in the history of all, to wipe away Robert Moses, and that Donald Trump will be the man whose footprint is laid across all of the 5 boroughs or 7 boroughs. New York. Again, I want to emphasize how little I pay attention to New York politics. But Mamdani really has worked wonders with Donald Trump and figured him out. So you have Republicans that are like, how do we put Zohran Mamdani in every race? To go back to Texas. So the Republicans are trying to make sure Jasmine Crockett wins. And so the incumbent governor, Greg Abbott, he's not sweating it, right? Greg Abbott is running for a 4th term, 5th term. He's been governor for a long time.
He's promoting, promoting Jasmine Crockett.
So he's doing this thing that the parties do now, which is they try to meddle in the other side's election by running negative ads that are positive in the general or in the primary election. And what does he try to do? He tries to tie Jasmine Crockett to Zohran Mamdani. Republicans have this idea that Zohran Mamdani is going to be useful to them in other races. I don't think so, guys. I think he's figured out a way so far, and that may fall apart, right?
Yeah, no, that's a
October's
great point because he
October's
was
a long
touted
way
as
away.
the foil. We all
Right.
thought he would be the foil.
Yes.
You know, when he was running, and now, you know, I not only is he, it's so weird to see Trump cozying up to him on a weekly basis, but also I just saw some polling where Mamdani's polling is pretty good right
Pretty
now
good.
in New York.
The comeuppance. Those who the gods would destroy, they would first make king. Zohran Mamdani's comeuppance of actual governance is going to be a difficult one. New York is, I won't say impossible to govern, but it's very, very, very hard to govern. And he's in a crack on tax revenue and how does he get the money without all the billionaires leaving? But so far, what Zohran Mamdani has been willing to do is whatever he thinks it takes at a given moment. Right.
Yeah.
He is a lot more flexible than his Republican critics, and that will back up on him too. And there's trouble ahead and blah, da, 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 da. But what I was told last year was that if Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary, and that it would be a disaster for Democrats nationally. And then I was told if Andrew Cuomo as an independent didn't win, that it would be a disaster for Democrats nationally. It may be, but I don't think people care that much about New York. Sorry, New York. And number two, Mamdani is politically gifted. He is not oleaginous, but he is flexible, man. That guy is like, okay, go down and suck up to Donald Trump, bring him some props, tell him he's the greatest builder in history.
Yeah.
Great, I'll do it, which means the next Republican attack on Mamdani is going to be mitigated by, well, yes, and he is helping the president with the Donald J. Trump Memorial Housing Development for the blah, 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 blah.
You just, as I sit here listening to you, I can't help but think that you just laid out a future whole hog politics column because there's a lot of insight in what you said about how unexpected this has turned out in regards to the, Mamdani.